Guys, what an exciting day for us here at Quack Rack. We just received in our all-new 2024 1851 Timber Creek duck boat. Listen, I've known Tyler Cruitt, the owner of Timber Creek Duck Boats, for quite some time now. I think we're going on 8 years of both a working business relationship, and Tyler's a dear friend of mine. We came into this space, like I said, 7-8 years ago at a very similar time. I believe it was his second or third boat that he ever built under the Timber Creek brand name, the custom duck boat world. And that boat was for me. Since then, we have built a magnitude of different platforms in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Each and every boat, in particular my last 1851 that we sold a few months ago, I always tell myself there's no reason I should be selling this boat, because there's no possible way that from a craftsmanship, durability, and performance standpoint, these boats can improve. And Tyler never fails to amaze me. Year over year, boat over boat, the attention to detail, the performance, the functionality, the layout, and really just the small, minute details that he puts into these boats that I don't think everybody gets a chance to actually see and appreciate, kind of like we do here at Quack Rack, being in the metal, aluminum manufacturing space. So yeah, again, we just took this boat in. It definitely deserves a relatively in-depth overview as to what it is, what you're looking at, and different features that make the Timber Creek brand boats the most trusted brand by not only myself, but all the guys here at Quack Rack. So let's dive in. Overview of this build that you're looking at right here. Obviously, you've got a exterior, looks to be probably on camera all black, but when the sun hits it right, we did kind of drip some flat gray all throughout this paint job. I absolutely love it. If you know me, I'm a dark boat type of guy. I don't run with the camo stuff. I like it dang near black. This is an 1851 3/16 hull. It's a V-rake in the front with the single chime running all the way down the boat. It's coated with as many layers as Tyler can possibly put of Gator Glide to get us across the underground force that we run, the sand flats, and everything in between. We have 21-inch sides, grab rails in the front, little personal grab rails, or like we like to call them, shit handles in the back, 8-inch catwalks. Come a little bit closer here. I'm a very wide open, pretty simple interior layout type of guy. So we've got his standard front deck with a front hatch. We'll go into that more in depth. Very open floor space right here. So we can put passengers, center them up, dogs, gear, decoys will hang off the front, keep our weight distribution super clean. Like I said, 21-inch sides. Moving to the back of the boat, we've got 2 rear half boxes, and they're joined by Tyler's brand new sport deck. This is the first platform I built where I've agreed to go on with a sport deck. I generally like the extra space back here to kind of center up the gator tail motor, drive it with the inner thigh or inner hip. But I'm telling you, upon the first couple times running this boat, I'll never go back. From a storage standpoint, from a looks and aesthetic standpoint, it's freaking awesome. And then we've got his rear steps, the double steps in the back. Recessed flush mount pods for backing into a ramp, setting up a spread. This is super freaking nice for getting in the boat. If you're in, anything from shin to thigh deep water or mud. A dog can sit back here, at least mine. She's relatively small platform, so she can sit back there if we ever hunt out of the boat. And then obviously we've got the GTR 40 on the back, color matched, completely stock motor. And you're not gonna believe it. That's a stock GTR 40, and it pushes this boat on pad with a dog, myself, and a cooler, 34 miles per hour, and that's no lie. So again, this is a 3/16 hull, not an 1/8 inch. And I think that number alone, to be able to hold steady 33, 34 on a stock GTR 40, I don't need to go much more into the performance from at least top end speed standpoint of this boat. That's the general overview of it. We're gonna walk to the front, and on the next segment of this, I wanna dive into some of the craftsmanship, the details, specifics that I request and that Tyler says are musts, and I believe go on vast majority of fish platforms, so that's what we're gonna do next. All right, so let's dive into some of the more micro details on this boat. We'll start in the front and end in the back, or maybe one of the hatches, because some details in the hatches are probably my favorite part. But we're gonna start up here. This is the marine driving system. It's kind of a co-system that Timber Creek Boats and Quack Rack produces. It is equipped, it's a custom laser cut, all aluminum housing. It's equipped with our 12-inch double row high output light bar, 2 recessed 3600 lumen flush mount pods. It offers like phenomenal spread, over 180 degrees worth of width, bank lighting, marker lighting, whatever it may be, 0 dark spots. And then I'd say upwards of 450 to 500 forward facing light from a yard standpoint in front of you. So I absolutely love this. It's low profile, whether you run one of his boats with an outboard or a surface drive standing up. It offers phenomenal light. The fit and finish on this is unbelievable from a housing standpoint. Of course, we had to turf the top of the system, and let's touch on that real quick. This entire boat is equipped with aqua traction, turf, everything. This boat will get, after Tyler finishes the build out inside, the whole boat will get lasered. That gets sent to Thomas over at Aqua Traction, and the options that you can choose from a color and inlay standpoint are endless. Again, I'm a dark type of guy from a boat building standpoint, so we went with a flat gray, charcoal gray exterior color, and then all the laser cut, you see all the inlays in here are a flat black. I think it looks super tasteful on this boat. Extremely tough, easy to wash. So this entire boat, inside all hatches, on top of the hatches, everything is Aqua Traction turfed. Standard front deck right here. Let's step down. With a front hatch, Timber Creek Boat laser engraved logo on the Aqua Traction. Inside this front hatch, there's ample amount of space for storage, blind bags, safety gear, fire extinguishers, life jackets, whatever it may be. Of course, we had to turf the inside so nothing gets scratched and rattles around. Come over here, I want you to look inside this. Tyler welded us a custom winch bracket, so I'm gonna run a KFI synthetic cable 2,500 pound winch to get us out of those sticky situations or get us back on the trailer when we're throwing this boat off the side into a ditch, side of a road into a ditch. The winch is not there because we literally just took this boat in. Super tasteful Timber Creek logo right here on his strength gussets underneath this front hatch, so yourself and multiple people can stand on it without worrying about it caving or anything. I love the Timber Creek logo. This is something my old boat didn't have. So the little details like this is again, one of the little things that separates Tyler's platforms from most of the production and even custom boat manufacturers out there. You've got obviously struts, so it's assist, lift, and down. Let's talk in these latches. The front hatch, both half boxes, and the rear box are all equipped with these latches. These are stainless steel latches that Tyler strips down and Cerakotes in this flat black. I mean, this is a new addition from, I think it was a 2020 boat, my last one that I had. I like the latches on it, but they like to come loose on you. They'd freeze up a lot. These latches are freaking awesome. He convinced me to put these on here. You can hear they snap into place. Every single one of them are lockable by a universal key. As mentioned, black Cerakote. Just again, it's the little things that Tyler takes an approach of no shortcuts. That is our model mentality here at Quack Rack. Overbuild, overproduce, and I think that's why from day one we've been in love with these platforms. Let's keep moving. We have got 2 cup holders up front, 2 cup holders in the back on the 8-inch catwalks. Of course, they're lined with a little strip of Aqua Traction, so cups or whatever's in there doesn't get scratched. We've got our Quack Rack front logo. So I like this too. On my last one, again, I keep things very simple from an interior layout standpoint. My last one had your floor and then it went up to the front deck, but this was open, or at least 3/4 of it was open. What sits underneath here is an aluminum 15-gallon fuel cell. Here's your fill cap right here. So behind here is your fuel cell. We went ahead and enclosed it on this, just honestly from an aesthetic standpoint, so stuff doesn't get up in there, whether it's gear, leaves, mud, whatever it may be. But if you ever have to pull the fuel cell, you get you know, dirt, debris, whatever it is inside there. He has put me these removable, like you just spin these caps, removable caps on the side, and then a couple bolts get pulled and you can pull the whole fuel cell. But so you don't have to stare at the fuel cell and smell the vent, like the ventilation and whatnot. We went ahead and closed it off. It was a natural place to put our logo, so we're staring at it every time we're driving to the hole. So another little detail that goes a mile with me. We've got, so our memory card filled up on it, and then we swapped it, and some folks pulled up to talk to us about the boat, but now we're back, and it's actually a good thing because I missed something in here, and it's one of those fine details that Tyler puts into his boats that I think are overlooked on a lot of the production platforms, and that is how he drains water. Let me start by saying, first and foremost, every single box, being the front hatch, 2 rear half boxes or the rear full box, are lined and sealed. But we all know that water will get in here, whether it's from decoys, guys stepping on it, dogs. Tyler's drainage systems on these boats have to be one of the most innovative things I've seen in his new 23, 24 model platforms. He's got a channel that runs all the way around this front hatch, is inlaid, and it pushes water through a hole right here and a hole right here. He's got it raked just enough that the water will naturally flow through here, and as you can see, it dumps out the sides. So he's not pushing water into the bottom of these boats, adding weight, or you have to bilge it out. The water's, you get any water in here on the front deck, it'll drain into here and then come through either his what I like to say driver passenger side drain ports, and then it kicks the water out right here. This right here, didn't touch on it earlier, but it's actually a vent for my fuel cell in here because it's enclosed, so vents out. You don't have to smell it inside the shop or wherever you may be. And then we didn't touch on this either, but a recessed 3600 lumen quack rack flush mount pod in the front, and then 2 shark eyes so he stays safe on the water and legal with the Coast Guard. Red and green up front, but we're gonna go more into depth on his how because really the most innovative thing I've seen him do in a long time is how he drains water out of the back of the boat. But that's how we do it in the front. Let's keep making our way back. I think we were talking about these two trays in here. I just put expanded metal trays, keep the weight down. Not a big fan of the gun box with the lid and everything. We'll fill them up, but most of the time it's just shotgun shells, mojo poles, whatever it may be. For now, it's a great holding place for an addition that I put on this boat. I've never had it before, but I am super pumped about that. And you can see this is a hose line. This is a washdown pump. We decided to put one on this boat, 1, to hopefully keep it somewhat clean throughout season, but 2, have like real time sit in the water. You pull up, you know, yourself and a buddy or a couple buddies, drop them off at the ramp to go get the truck. While you're waiting, you can spray your, if you hunt environments like we do, it is just Oklahoma red dirt mud. It is disgusting. So the decoys get trashed. Spray your decoys down, spray your waders off, push all the water back, all the mud and deck off, your marine driving system off. This is like one of my favorite things that we put in this, an onboard washdown pump. It pulls water from the back. The boat's obviously got to be either hooked up to water and or in the water itself. But I mean, this is even like real-time cleaning. Hook a hose line to the back of it and wash the entire thing down. So it's an onboard wash pump. It's a freaking awesome feature. Let's move to the back. Custom Timber Creek switch panel with all of our electronics pre-rigged before we even get the boat by Tyler. He is one of the cleanest electrician 12-volt electricians I've ever seen in my entire life. If we had the time, we'd take the switch panel off just to show the masterful work that he does. But we obviously rig and wire for a living here at Quack Rack. I let Tyler do every ounce of it. He is as clean as it comes. All the wire hangers are up underneath here. We've got 2 spud poles, 2 different sizes, one for the front, one for the back. We got 2 spud pole holes. Your grab rail right here, and then like I said, like all your nav lights, your cockpit lights, all boxes in the back and front are equipped with white LEDs so we can easily locate our gear in the morning. Your fuel gauge, 12-volt USB, and then 12-volt output right there, and a couple open switches for more accessories we might put on. half boxes, again, equipped with that stainless steel black Cerakoted lid. Everything inside these boxes, we don't need to peek inside of them, but they're turfed. The box is sealed. And then you've got like a little storage ledge, and then just, I like to leave them open just to throw my stuff in there. These generally get disorganized anyway. You've got a master kill switch, so it'll kill electronics for the whole boat for night, so you don't accidentally leave something on. Perco in there. All boxes are lockable. And then I do want you to come in here for this, because this is one of the coolest upgrades or features that I've seen, and it is the way that he drains water in the back of this boat to avoid any water that will get inside these hatches from just going to the bottom of your boat, and you have to bilge it out or it weights you down. And that is, he has connected, he has figured out a way to create basically a spillway. There's a port right here, a port right here, and they feed into the channel of this rear half box. And then all water, if you come in here, you can see there's some sand from our good buddy Tyler running it down there in Foley, Alabama, in the flats. All water pushes out to this this splash live well back there. So honestly, it's like just like my bass boat. It drains the same way. You've got a splash well in the back, and then here are your exit ports, obviously coming out of the boat. But I absolutely love that. Complete transparency. Previous models, I've had water in here that we've either had to vacuum out or kind of just like dump out into the floor, let it drain in the back of the boat, and then all your water goes in the back of the boat, and you have to pull your plugs to get it out or bilge it out, but it'll never get everything out. The way that he is designed, basically, I would call it the Timber Creek spillway. You've got a port here, and it all funnels to your splash well. That is absolutely like one of the most functional features for these 23, 24 models that I've seen in a long time. It's the little things, like I said, that make a world of difference and separate Tyler from the other folks within this custom duck boat space. Again, his sport deck, we've got our whip antenna on the back to stay legal for Coast Guard, 2.0 shit handles, and any water that gets on the floor, he's got 2 recessed drains in the back. That obviously does push the water to the bottom of the boat, but you can just bilge it out. And then last but not least, we will open up this rear half box, because this is something that, again, I mentioned in the video before this. Tyler and I fought each other on this. I like this extra space to be wide open back to the transom, so I can offset myself a little bit when driving this gator tail. We went ahead and did the sport box, and upon using this boat a handful of times now in hunting situations, it is first and foremost for me, I'm very particular about my blind bag. I don't just throw it and let people lay on it. It either sits right back next to me, but it's open in the conditions. Right here, it's like a personal little space. We talked about this. If we do a sport deck, I want a personal space to put my blind bag back there. Other little things, that a fire extinguisher, so I can have quick access to it. Obviously, this contains all of our electronics, so we've got our dual batteries back here, our wash down pump, our bilge, water separator. I do put a water separator in all these boats to remove any potential for contamination in the fuel. So that's what we've got back here, and then obviously two drain ports. I do the oversized drain ports because we hunt where there's a lot of just trash, and it's way easier into season cleaning it out. Battery boxes, an onboard charger. So this boat literally is pulled into the shop or at the house. Extension cord is run into this onboard charger right here. You've got the male port that's recessed right back on the front of this half box, and the NOCO 2 or 3 bank, I think it's a 3 bank, it's just tucked up and bolted onto the side. The TCB laser cut logo and the strengthening plate right here, and then obviously it's hydraulic assisted. Again, I had a ton of hesitancy to sell my last black and gray 1851 boat by Timber Creek. It was the best performing boat myself or any of my buddies have ever driven in our lifetime of driving a lot of different of these boats. This one absolutely blows it out of the water. From a craftsmanship standpoint, from attention to detail standpoint, from a welding standpoint, from a performance standpoint and durability, that's never in question with Tyler's boats. 1851, 2024 Timber Creek duck boat. We could not be happier, and I hope this video not only opens your guys' eyes to the work and craftsmanship and time and energy that Tyler puts into these boats, because I know he does. This is his life, and you know, when you get a finished product like this, it absolutely speaks volume to who he is, not only as a person, but as a company as a whole. I hope you guys enjoy this and have a great rest and safe holidays and rest of your duck season. Thanks, guys.